Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so there has been long open discussion about Alliance Quest Map 6 changes, and I must start by apologizing myself because I did not cover this issue previously, even though I did have some people reach out to me about it. And it actually has a fairly simple explanation. I typically do not like to talk about things that I have virtually no experience, or it's very hard to formulate my own opinion. You see, with AQ Map 6 changes, I heard some people saying they were fine. There was nothing wrong with Map 6. And I heard some people telling me that the whole world is falling down. And typically, with content that I cover on this channel, I don't talk about the things that I know very little about, or I have no proper kind of way to check it myself. As far as Map 6 is concerned, I haven't played Map 6 since Map 7 came out. I haven't played Map 7 since Map 8 came out. Now, I do understand that that does not mean that this issue does not concern, a large group of players. It does. I recognize that, and I'm not trying to minimize that problem at all. But also on a personal level, anything that I would have said about this problem up until now would be something that I would have to rely on other people's information provided, which always is very contradicting. I could not form my own opinions about it because I didn't play Map 6 before these changes were made, and I don't play it now. So I don't have even a single reference point. So that always makes me much more cautious. It's kind of, not that I'm trying to have a dig at anybody here, but for instance, when a content creator, covers Alliance War and they don't play Alliance War themselves, I have virtually no respect for that opinion because the person does, well, quite literally not know what they are talking about. They don't play Alliance War and they're going to make content whether Alliance War is getting a huge improvement, or the new rewards are very good, or the new nodes are going to be very hard or very bad. How would they know if they never play them? Is where I'm trying to get to. And whilst I'm not saying that is what everybody should do, it's just how I personally look at the things. So when something happens in a game that I have no way of formulating objective opinion myself, I'm very, well, I'm much more cautious than I am with the things that obviously I can rely on reference myself. So that is the reason why I didn't really approach this Map 6 subject so far. But to the main point, there has been this ongoing discussion with Map 6 difficulty being increased, and a lot of people being either forced to use a ton of items, especially with all the in-game issues happening. A lot of people just abandoning Map 6 or leaving Alliance, or a lot of Alliances downscaling to Map 5, so on and so forth. And part of the reason evidently has been these class-specific nodes where you had to use one of the two specific class champions, or you have your attack reduced by 50%. So Kabam Jax actually posted quite a nice post here, because I did not expect this to happen, because typically on these threads, you get the response of, we're looking into it and we're going to take your feedback in consideration and we're going to discuss it with the team and, implement it in the next round of change or something like that. This is virtually one of the first times that I can remember that there is a topic of an issue that's open and something gets done about it. And, the forum community manager is not being like a dick about it, or is not copy-pasting some generic response, or your feedback has been noted. Fuck off now, please. And unfortunately, that has largely been the experience with most of the community managers, especially the one that's on holiday right now. Hence, I always have been saying, I think, he's very bad at his job. He might be the nicest person in the world. On a human level, I wish him nothing but happiness in life. But in context of MCOC, I just don't, want anything to do with that person, realistically. And again, that's not a dig at personality or anything like that at all. It's just, I think, as a community manager, he was not and is not doing a great job. He often comes off as sarcastic, snobbish, and, unapproachable, kind of cold, distant, uncaring, which is why I brought it up, is because so far, and obviously Kabam Jax is a very new member of Kabam community management, But so far, it does appear that Kabam Jax is, I don't know, much more suited to be a senior community manager. At least the answers that he's giving are never kind of sarcastic or arrogant. And even here, there's, you know, a bit of flavor text. Firstly, an apology. You know, you would never get an apology from Kabam Mike, for instance. Or if he has given one, then it probably follows. But really, it's not my fault. It's your fault. And second of all, the next most importantly, I shook the AQ map 6.3, so, and see what I could get for you all, and this is what fell out. These changes are targeting for 25th of June, but there's small change that could be implemented sooner, so there's going to be some additional change. And the base idea is that all of these class nodes that reduced the attack of all champions, but 2 classes by 50%, are being replaced with their counterparts that effectively increase the attack of 2 classes by 20%. So there's going to be no more penalty by not bringing in appropriate class champion, and there's just going to be only a positive effect if you do, which is perfect. So, you know, 20% attack bonus is noticeable, but it's not major enough, so you couldn't do it without. So you can bring in any champion on all of these lanes, and if you play within their rules, you get an extra small bonus, which is how I think these nodes primarily should be made. And that inevitably does make map 6 easier now. It's probably going to be the thumbnail. Map 6 in Alliance Quest has been made significantly easier, or, you know, somewhat easier, and it's over, it's done now. So I know that there have been people who have been passionately campaigning for this issue. And again, I do not by any means, however, meant to minimize their struggle or minimize their impact. It's just, as I explained at the beginning of the video, I have no reference point. Therefore, I never felt quite knowledgeable or confident enough to jump into it, because I heard a plethora of different opinions. But here we are. So, unexpected. Again, I don't think I can recall another situation where, for instance, you know, player base was not satisfied with a map or an event or a game mode, and then randomly, without an actual, you know, seasonal change. Because this is mid-season change. Something actually gets done about it. So that kind of surprised me, for sure. And the way Kabam Jax approached this entire subject also is quite pleasant. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I wanted to give a bit of encouragement to Kabam Jax. I know that, you know, my channel is often fairly critical towards Kabam, but deep down it's with the best of intentions in my heart, because obviously I do want this game to do as well as it possibly can. And also congratulate map 6 players, because evidently map 6 is now going to be significantly more straightforward to plan and clear. There's apparently some additional change that could be implemented sooner, so that is the only problem. These changes are targeting June 25th, so that's what's listed below. But there's a small change that could be implemented sooner. Wish we would know which one is the small one, right? Wish we would know which is the small change that can be implemented sooner. So there's just only one caveat to this entire post then. But yeah, that is about it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. So yeah.
Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about